Hermer in New York. We've got some really good calls that came in. I am happy about that. Hermer, you're live with Eric and V. What would you like to talk about today?
Well, I would like to talk about prophecy and how it relates to today's world.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Let's start by making sure that we understand our definitions. That way we don't talk past each other. What is a prophecy?
Prophecy is like a look into what's going to happen in the future.
Okay. Does a prophecy need to be clear? Like, does it need to be specific, or can it be vague?
Yeah, it has to be specific. It has to tell you details of what's going to occur in the future.
Okay. So I'm excited to hear this because every prophecy that I've heard from and talked about with people in the past, it's always been very, very vague enough to kind of fit into any time and any place. So I'm excited, Hermer. What prophecy are you talking about?
I'm going to use biblical scripture. I'm going to use a biblical scripture. In the book of Revelations 21, verse 8, it says there will be like idolaters, coward people, and there will be fornicators. And in today's world, there are plenty of fornicators, cowards, and idolaters. And also sorcerers.
Were there idolaters, cowards, and fornicators 100 years ago?
Yes, there were.
Okay. Were there all of those things 1,000 years ago?
And it still is tricky. Yes, there was.
That doesn't sound like a very good prophecy. It just sounds super generic.
That is a good prophecy because it happened. The Bible was written BC, before Christ, and now it's telling a prophecy of what's occurring in today's world. So,
well, Revelation was certainly not written before Christ.
It was.
No.
It wasn't.
There was the Old Testament and there was the New Testament.
Revelation is not in the Old
Testament. It has to do with
Testament.
Christ.
Revelation is not in the Old
was
Testament.
before Christ.
Hermer, Revelations is not in the Old Testament.
Yeah, Revelations is the last book.
No, it's in the New Testament. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
You know why it's the New Testament? Why we group those books together?
World, there is idolaters. There is.
Hermer.
You could continue.
I want you to. We can't continue before we address this because this is important. If you're talking about Revelation as something that happened before Christ, then we need to talk about that because it definitely was written after. The entire New Testament was written after Jesus allegedly, was. So the Old Testament was before, and then the New Testament is after.
Goes against practices of evil. The Old Testament goes against practices of evil too.
Hold on, that has nothing to do with the topic. That just kind of drives us into a different direction. Let's stay on topic. You were saying that Revelations predicts a thing. When we responded, your response was the Bible before Christ, and that made absolutely no sense to me. And so right now, I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying, but so far, it's not coming across. Do you want to try again?
No, I'm trying to relate it to today's world. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, but then it's bad prophecy. Are there any prophecies that are actually specific? Because I've got the Book of Eric right here. And the Book of Eric.
I know you guys.
Right? Yeah. In here, it actually prophesied COVID for 2020.
Okay.
Would you believe that that's true? Would you believe that this book is true if it prophesied that?
Yeah, that's true, but it's also in the Bible. In the Bible, for some people, they believe in the Bible, but some people don't believe in the Bible.
Hold on. So, Hermer, it sounds like you might be waiting for your turn to talk. Follow with me, please. Okay. Because I want to have this as a back and forth between us, that we can actually share this conversation. So, Hermer, I gave you an example, and now it's a facetious example, that in the Book of Eric, it has prophesied COVID. Would you believe what is in the Book of Eric if I were to show you that there's a COVID prophecy in here?
If there is a COVID prophecy, then I'll believe in the Book of Eric, but it has nothing to do with God. The Bible has something to do with God.
Sure. The reason why is because I don't think it's a good reason to believe in the Book of Eric. Right? Because I could say, okay, hold on a second, Hermer, turn around and write down, I prophesy that COVID is going to happen in February of 2020, or at least come to the United States in a big way in February of 2020.
Okay, but is that prophecy actually in your book? Is it actually in your book?
I don't think that matters because I'm telling you why it would be a bad idea to follow it as true.
Because it's given a view of how the world is today, and God was a person who was there for many years, according to the Bible.
Okay,
So
if I just
trying to say that the Bible is believable because of the prophecy in the Bible.
Okay, so there are people who live and die in tons and tons of fictions. That is a thing that happens in the
Bible.
world.
That people's gonna die.
Why is the Bible more important than the Lord of the Rings?
Good question.
Because it gives prophecy. It tells you what's going to happen in today's world in the future.
Okay, so far you have not given a single prophecy.
Right, because Hermer, the prophecy that you gave to us that there would be fornicators and adulterers and all of this, those things were not only existed 1,000 years ago, they existed during the time of the writing. So it's not even something where they
in the Old Testament they go against those people, don't they? In the Old Testament.
What does that have to do with it?
He said to kill you if you commit adultery.
What is that?
That's what's described in the prophecy, that there will be adulterers.
So you are.
I don't know how that has anything to do with what V just said.
If anything, you're proving my point that there were adulterers back during the Old Testament. So of course, Revelation isn't going to say something new and exciting. Like, of course, adulterers exist. They existed back then. They existed during the writing of it. They exist today. If you believe in the concept of adultery, that is.
About just the New Testament. Remember, you said I was just talking about the New Testament.
You're talking about Revelation, and so yeah, that is in the New Testament, and you referred to it as the Old Testament.
But look, though, in the Old Testament said there will be adulterers too.
Okay, so shouldn't that mean? So does that mean that it was the end times 1,000 years ago?
Yes, it was. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I think that's pointless.
Wait, the end times was 1,000 years ago?
Yeah, it's just a really long time.
That means that we're just scot-free now.
No. It's just really dragged out.
The end times is now, actually. It's now.
Oh, it still's happening.
Exactly.
It is still the end. Okay. Well, I'm going to predict that people with blue shirts will exist in 1,000 years, and that makes me.
You predicting? You're not God. You can't predict. I mean, you can make.
Now we're into some circular logic here, Hermer. Because if prophecy stands on its own merit, then I can prophesy. If a prophecy is only interesting because God did it, and you define who God is by who's giving prophecy, then that's. It's not good.
Which means God doesn't lie, which is one of his typical.
That doesn't mean God doesn't. What the heck are you talking about, Hermer? You're saying God because prophecy. How do I know? Because prophecy because God. You are literally talking yourself into a circle. There is no sense in what you were saying. No, not because. Bring something from outside, because what you've given us is a circle.
God made prophecy, therefore the Bible is true. Because there's
Eric wrote the book of Eric, therefore Eric is
sorcerers.
God. We can do this all day long. The difference is you believe in something when there's good reason for it, and you have not given any good reason. If you want to just throw stuff out there, then we can take turns throwing stuff out there and waste everybody's time. But it's not useful.
Can I share my experience too? Can I share my experience?
No, I'm not going to give this. No, dude. So this is a call-in show, not a place to share your testimony. Right?
I don't understand how your experience has to do with prophecy. Are we still talking about prophecy, or are we moving on to another topic?
Moving on to another topic.
Okay, well, let's save that for another week then.
Is this your testimony?
Yeah, I wanted to give a testimony because I was one of those people that the Bible said about in prophecy.
I think that literally you're going to find that the entire time, going back through humanity. And because of that, it's so vague. It's not prophecy. I think it's lazy. And I think that it is ridiculous. And I think that if you follow that honestly, you can be taken advantage of by a lot of people.
Atheists. This is why I respect atheists, because they stay focused. They do what they have to do. And they don't, even though there are some atheist sorcerers, but still, they still do what they got to do. That's why I respect atheists.
So
I want to meet these guys. Where are they?
What is an atheist sorcerer? Hold on. We're bringing this back. What is an atheist sorcerer?
Person who practices witchcraft without including God.
It's me.
You're an atheist sorcerer.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that is the thumbnail for this this call. So I would love for you to demonstrate sorcery or witchcraft or magic or powers or anything like that.
But I've done that, but I've got in trouble with the church because I kept screaming in the church. So that's why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. I would not go and start screaming in a church.
Especially if it's about witchcraft. That's
Yeah.
dangerous.
But that also has absolutely nothing to do with what's true and just kind of
wrong.
good
Usually when
social
you do
hygiene.
wrong, it shows it manifests in the church.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so here's where I'm concerned, Hermer. It feels very much like you are standing by yourself here. And when you find yourself in this place where one group doesn't believe you and isn't invested in what you're talking about, and the other group that usually would say, oh yeah, no, you're one of us, is also pushing you out and saying, get out of the church, you might want to reevaluate where you're standing, because usually that tends to lead to conspiracy theory and to going so far outside of the realm of anything that you are suddenly by yourself. So if you are finding that you have trouble connecting with anybody around your beliefs, that's a good little bit of a red flag to be like, why is nobody else aware of this? Now, it could be that you, of course, it could be that you are on the right track and everyone else is wrong. A more likely situation is you kind of left the farm, which is, something you want to take a look at.
Yeah, but my brain isn't highly developed, so I'm not able to be receptive of ideas.
See, I disagree, Hermer. Actually, I entirely disagree. Because here's the thing, man.
I'm only 24, so
hold on,
I'm not
Hermer.
going to sound as intellectual as Eric Murphy or Bianca, but I'm trying here. I'm trying.
Trust me, Hermer, that is a low bar, my friend.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man, is we're talking to Hermer, and we're addressing ideas and we're addressing beliefs. But the reason we're talking to you is because you are not your beliefs. You are a rational human who, when given information, can adjust how they see the world to better and more clearly understand it. And because of that, you are worth our time to talk to. Because I think that you can see that difference. I think that we're laughing at ideas, but we're not laughing at you.
Yeah.
Largely because we've seen it elsewhere. I mean, how many people in the chat are saying that this is a troll or a Poe? No, dude. We've seen a whole lot of these kinds of beliefs. And so it's worth our time to talk to you and say, Hermer, we care enough to want to do this show so that we can help give you the tools to decipher things.
Yeah.
It really does come down to...
might change my beliefs, though.
So?
Even
That's
though
okay. And what if you believe something wrong?
I don't think...
What if you believe something wrong?
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. But
I understand
I'm just presenting something. I'm presenting a proposition and seeing if you're going to, accept it based on what I believe.
But wouldn't it be better to come to a conversation where both sides are open? Because if you gave us compelling, convincing evidence, we could change our beliefs too. Mm-hmm. The thing is there's no value in sticking yourself in the mud and not moving. If you believe something that is not true, wouldn't it be good to know that?
But is there evidence is not true?
If the statement isn't true.
See where I'm coming from?
Well, no, I don't. So
again, there's evidence is not true, and there's evidence that it could be true.
So does that mean that everything's equal? It doesn't matter? Just throw the whole thing out? Everybody's right?
I mean, it's a 50-50.
No, there's not a 50-50. No, there's not a 50-50. Let me show you. Name 3 gods.
There's only one God, the Bible God.
Name 3. Well, they're all fiction to me, dude. So
there's only one God. You can't name 3 gods.
Okay, let me help. Zeus, Poseidon, and help me.
Ra.
Are those 3 gods?
Those could be subordinates of God.
Just follow me, Hermer,
Are those
please.
3 entities or ideas that other people would call God?
Name 3 subordinate entities.
Are you? Is this? I'm trying to make a point, dude. Follow me for just a minute.
We're not trying to get you to commit idolatry here.
No.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if people have thought that those 3 deities were also God, that means it's not 50-50, because now we add your God on top, and that means it's 1 in 4. So now you have a 25% chance of being right.
True.
Now, are there only that many? No, actually, there are thousands and thousands of different ideas, concepts, and religions that revolve around deities.
Are they logical gods? Are they logical gods? Do they come with prophecy? Do they prophesy what's going on in today's world? Do they prophesy what goes on in today's world?
Yeah. I feel like you probably have a script, and that's fine to get you started, but, let's move off that.
Sounds good. Take it easy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. we were trying to actually connect and talk to Hermer.
Yeah.
And instead he went back to repeating the same thing over and over again, regardless. And there's no conversation there.